a new season is coming to Pokemon Go with the wrap-up of the Go Max season that we're finishing up with the Go Max finale event. So let's look to the details, like more or less the highlights of the upcoming season, the first event of the new month of the new season, and kind of see where we're going to go in the beginning of December. So first, let's look at the new season, Dual Destiny. So the new Pokemon season for Dual Destiny is going to start on Tuesday, December 3rd, and go all the way to March 4th, 2025. So, as normal, a season is about 3 months long. And with every new season gives us new bonuses and new adventures to look out for, new events. So let's look at the events to kind of look out for to see what we're going to get. And then we'll talk about some of the highlighted events and toward the end kind of deal. So first, with a new season comes a new special research that's going to be season focused. The new season is going to be Dual Destiny Special Research. It's probably going to have a more creative name, but it's going to be able to be claimed on Tuesday the 3rd at 10 a.m. local time, and you have all the way to the end of the season to claim and work on that special research. Now, the one thing with this research, it is going to have a lot of time gates to it, very similar to the one we're working on with the Galar one. It's going to just say, wait until the professor comes back from research, and we're just going to have to wait until the next steps are going to unlock. So this is truthfully a season-long research, so don't get your hopes up that you'll be able to power through it in the first month of the season. There's going to be debuts, there's going to be new shadow Pokemon, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to highlight some of the important pieces that they've talked about. And then obviously we're going to get more and more information on more and more events throughout the entire season. So we're going to get Sinistea as part of the first event. We'll go into the details in that in a moment. We get the Shadow Regis coming to Shadow Raids. So no legendary beasts, no legendary birds. We're going to Hoenn, and we're going to do the trio of Hoenn, which is the Regis. Registeel, Regirock, and Regice. So not the greatest shadow Pokemon, but they can be shiny. So for those who are hunting for Shadow Shinies, those are your opportunities there. We do have Max Pokemon continuing into the next season. So they did highlight that we're going to get Dynamax Machop, Dynamax Krabby, and Gigantamax Lapras. And we already have an event for Lapras, but we'll go into details of that in another video because it is a little bit later into the month. But more Dynamax Pokemon to focus on and to get ready for more Gigantamax fights and kind of that cycle of a new battle mechanic, a new resource is going in. So another thing that we have to be cognizant of when it comes to managing our resources, our Stardust, our candy, our XL candy, our rare candies. Now we have more Pokemon and more type coverage as well, with fighting type in Machop and ice type in Lapras. Krabby's already going to be the third water type, but still we're going to have more options. Kind of scrolling through here. They gave us the community days early, so we're not going to worry too much about that. Now, the season theme for the monthly tickets. This current month, you could have gotten and hold more gifts and been able to open more gifts and get daily coins and just stack up on more coins. This upcoming month, they're going back to the Expedition bonus. So it is a one-time use incubator that you can get once a day from spending your first Pokestop every single day. So I always enjoyed those, but I ended up finding that I always was sitting on them because I walk every morning, I get my egg hatching. So I may pass on this, and not because it's a bad bonus. It's because I really won't be able to utilize it as much as I would feel that I could. But I loved it when I first tested it out. I think it's a great bonus. It's something that this, paired with the seasonal bonus that we'll talk about in a minute, is actually a really good balance if you really want to get a really fleshed out seasonal experience for the next 3 months. Alrighty, kind of going through. I'm just hitting the highlights. There's a big article, and I'll put that in the description of the video if you want to relook in the nitty-gritty of all the details. Research breakthroughs are changing. We're going to be getting Alolan Raichu, Pancham, Furfuru, Hisuian Evolug, Jangmo-o, and Frigibax, all of which, except for Fidgetback, can be shiny, which is not the worst thing in the world. And it's your once a week check anyway, so it's not like you're hoping for it to be shiny, but they're not too bad in terms of breakthroughs. And then the seasonal rotations of the spawns. There's a lot in there, especially the eggs, but we're not really going to go through that much, because really, when we have the event spawns supersede those anyway. But the one thing that I really want to talk about is the seasonal bonus, which is going to be, you get an extra raid pass per day, so you can get 2 free raid passes by spinning your gems, which is not going to, honestly, if you're just looking for soloable 1 and 3 stars, you have them. And if you're really wanting to do a raid hour, you got 2 free in your back pocket if you're looking for a good IV or a good shiny. And honestly, they're doing a really good job of getting us really good 5-star raid Pokemon to target and chase after. On top of that, we're going to get more Stardust from Rocket Battles and more Stardust from opening gifts. So really, really good bonuses for the season. I think it's something that they did want us to feel like we weren't getting something out of it, so we definitely are. It's just a different shift. Last season was all about the gifts, all about the coins. This season's going to be about the raids and the Stardust, so it's perfectly fine in my book. Alright, so let's talk about the first event of the season with the new month of December coming up, which is Just My Cup of Tea event. So take a guess of who's going to be featured in this one, and it is going to be Tuesday the 3rd at 10 a.m. all the way to Saturday the 7th at 8 p.m. So when the new season starts, this new event will kick off with it, which is why I didn't want to focus on the seasonal rotations of the spawns, because these event spawns always supersede those. So this will be the Pokemon Go debut of Destinies and Poltergeist. So we're not getting shinies of them just yet, but they are coming to Pokemon Go. So Destinies is going to be a 50 candy of evolution Pokemon, so it's a basic 1-stage Pokemon, nothing with no extra needs to evolve it, which is great. So let's look at the event bonuses, the spawns, and seeing how we can get our hands on Destinies. So for the event bonuses, you got double friendship bonus damage in raids, so when you raid you do more damage, which is fantastic. You got 50% more Stardust from completing raids. So again, a lot more Stardust. They're really giving us these resources to really stock up on. And it's because of what's happening at the end of the month, which we'll talk about after we talk about this event. So for this event, there's going to be a split between incense spawns and wild encounters. So for the incense encounters, you'll get Oddish, Miltank, Combee, Gothita, Litwick, and Spritzee, all of which can be shiny, so that's always amazing. But it's a lot of the same Pokemon we just had on Incense for the Harvest Festival that we're getting again. So if you missed out on those shinies, there's another opportunity here. And then for the wild spawns, you're going to get Slowpoke, Talo, Slackoff, Duskull, Starly, and Greavard, all of which can be shiny except for the Greavard. So again, if you're looking for shiny Pokemon, this is a good opportunity for that as well. But we haven't said Destinies yet, so how are we going to get the Destinies? So let's look into the raids, because we have raid bonuses as a part of this event. Again, more damage with friends, more Stardust when completing raids. So let's see what our targets could be, just in case we want to use our 2 free raid passes every single day. So in the 1-star raids, we got both male and female Frillish and Destinies. So Destinies in the 1-star raids, that's how we can get it. In the 3-star raids, we've got Galarian, Mr. Mime, we got Hisuian Braviary, and got Bombardier. So Bombardier's coming back to raids, which is fantastic, because it's really the only way to get it, the flying dark type Pokemon. So if you're missing out on the Bombardier Dex entry, or even want a shiny Bombardier, this is your opportunity as well. And then in 5-star raids, we're getting a new Genesect, which I believe is the last Genesect they need to introduce, which is the Chill Drive Genesect. So it's saying it's debuting because it is technically a different form than any other Genesects. But this is opportunity for those who are missing out on a shiny Genesect, or just want to complete their collection of different drives of the Genesect. You have this for this event, and it actually goes on to another week as well. So you have 2 weeks to get Genesect, which is fantastic. Field research tasks will have Stardust and infant-themed Pokemon. There's a timed research for the event for XP, Stardust, and encounters event-themed Pokemon, collection challenges, and showcases. So it looks like Destinies is going to be a raid and encounter-based Pokemon. We're not going to be able to get in the wild, so definitely be very on top of that. But again, it cannot be shiny. So you're really just getting it for the candy and the dex entries. So just be cautious on that. I don't want anyone trying to shiny hunt it. It is not shiny eligible, even though they've been spoiling us with shiny debuts lately. But that's not a bad beginning to a new month of Pokemon, a new season of Pokemon. So I'm excited to see what the season is going to give us. We do know that at the end of the season is going to be a tour. We're going to get Pokemon Go Tour Unova. It's going to be March 1st and 2nd for the global events. There's in-person events in Los Angeles and New Taipei City on February 21st and 23rd. But we're going to go into the details of that. Just know that, honestly, save your Stardust. Get good IV Pokemon. Definitely don't over-resource just yet unless you're chasing after something, because we have a lot to look forward to with the Go Tour Unova, and we'll go over those details shortly in a different video, because they did drop that lately, but it's so much, I don't want to pack too much into today. But I'm going to enjoy this beautiful winter morning here. I'm going to go on my walk. I'm going to enjoy the last event of the current season, and I will see you guys later.